everybody, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to another new video, diecast restoration video. As you know, from my last video, I'd been to Chester for a little break, and people said in the comments they hope I had a nice time in Chester, enjoyed the break. Well, yeah, I did, and I really didn't want to come back. But anyway, yeah, we both had a lovely time, and you know, we saw the grandchildren, and yeah, it was great. It was great. So thanks very much, everybody, for your nice comments on that. Okay, so back to today's video. Well, I had some fun and games with this one. I thought it was going to be pretty straightforward, but things went wrong, and you're probably going to be watching this and say, what the hell is he doing? But anyway, I did paint it. I was going to do the actual real thing that the model was based on. I was going to do it the proper colours for that. It didn't work out, and I had trouble with my masking tape. I don't know what it was, but on both of the models I've done here, because there's two models, I don't know what it was, whether it was the weather or what, but the masking tape pulled a lot of paint off. So one of them I had a lot of trouble with the wheels, because they were all metal wheels, and I did want to do the tyres black and the centres grey, and I ended up having to virtually hand paint them, because like I say, what I'd sprayed the grey on, I put the tape on to spray the outside of the wheels, the black tyres, and when I took the tape off, it just pulled all the grey paint off the middle. So I virtually hand painted the back and front wheels on one of the today's models. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I didn't do it the colour I was originally going to do, or the colours I was originally going to do. I actually painted it the colour that the actual model was supposed to be, you know, that Dinky had painted it. So it went back to that, which wasn't the colour that the actual real tractor was that this model was based on. And anyway, we got through it, and the end result I'm very pleased with. I think it looks really nice. It's come out well. It was a bit long-winded, as I say, getting to that, but it does look nice, in my opinion anyway. You might beg to differ with me. And once I'd done these two models, I thought, well, there's something else I want to do in this video, and I won't say what it is now. You'll see when you get to it. It's something that I had lying around for quite a while, probably over a year, so I thought I'd make use of it. So you'll see what I do there. So it's a bit of a bonus, if you like. Okay, so let's get on with today's video, and today it's going to be a double restoration, and the first model is a Dinky Toys number 308, if anybody's interested in the model number, and it's a Leyland 384 tractor, and that one was very kindly donated to me a little while ago by Mr. Peter Horton, and he heard me say that I'd been after one for a while, and they always go a lot of money, and he said he thought he had one in his box. And anyway, he messaged me and said yes, he has got one, and if I would like it, I could have it. So I said yes please, thank you very much, I would very much like it. So he sent it to me, so that's very kind of you, so thank you very much, Peter, for that one. It is much appreciated. And the second model is a Benbros Ferguson tractor, and that was very kindly sent to me by Mr. Ralph Cooling, and he said he thought that I could do something with this particular model, and well, I have Ralph, and I hope you like what I've done to it. So thank you very much, Ralph, for that. That was magic. Really appreciate, well, I really appreciate having both models. So thank you, Peter, and thank you, Ralph. Okay, so let's get on with it. And as I always say, please sit back, relax, enjoy watching the video, see how I got on with these two models, and a bit extra at the end. Right, let's take a closer look at these two models. Now this one, the Leyland tractor, Dinky tractor, it was kindly donated to me by Mr. Peter Orton, because I've been looking for one for a long time, but they go silly money on eBay, really stupid money. And Peter had this one, and he very kindly sent it to me. The exhaust is broken on it. I have got a reproduction exhaust. The driver's missing. I've got a reproduction driver. So this one used to be the metallic red model. Not really like the real tractor, but anyway, whoever's painted it that colour is pretty close to the colour that the Leylands were. And yeah, the hook is missing, so I'll have to put a Dinky hook on there. Now this has got a screw base, so that's very handy. That makes the job a whole lot easier. So that's it then. We have to get this one dismantled. Okay, so before we get that one undone, we'll just have a look at this old Fergie. Is it by Benbros, I think? Benbros. I'm not 100% sure, because is it Charbonne's or and Benbros, and they're similar, and this model, another one, is listed under both those names, so I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, this one was sent to me very kindly by Mr. Ralph Cooling, and it was missing the driver and the steering wheel's busted, so I'm going to have to do something for the steering wheel. And I think this piece on here is just a piece from when the actual casting was moulded, so I shall be filing that off. You can see there's a lot of you know, is it flashing or whatever, I don't know. It's where it's marks from the mould anyway, so that needs to be filed. But these did have like a ridge down the bonnet, so I've got to be very careful when I file it that I don't file it rounded. So there's a few little bits here and there that needs filing. Maybe the hook, to actually make it a hook. And I will, I think, be painting this grey like the real grey Fergie. They didn't make any mudguards with this model, so really it should have mudguards, but they never made them, so that's that. Yeah, so I probably will do it. I mean, they did a couple of different colours, variants of these, the actual models, but the real tractor was always grey. So that's what I'll probably do with this, and then I might do the tyres black. Now, because it was missing the little man, quite a long while ago, Mr. and Hully sent me a load of plastic drivers and figures, and there was a couple of metal ones in, and you know, when I was having a look on the internet for what driver was on this one, I thought, I'm sure there's one of those in the box that Ian sent me. So I had a look, and lo and behold, it's the correct driver, female I think. It makes me think an old farmer, he's dead now, but a real old character. When he was digging his spuds over here, his wife used to go on the harvester and he would be on the tractor. It was just the two of them. How the heck they dug their spuds, you know, with just her on the harvester, I don't know. But anyway, they used to. And we said to him one day, because we used to go and get his cauliflowers and pick them up at the farm when I worked for one of the merchants, and you know, pick up spuds and that and take them down to the docks for him. And we said to him one day, you know, because he always used to call his wife Mum, so we said, you know, you need to go on the harvester and let Mum drive the tractor. Oh, no women driving the tractor, no. And we thought he was joking, but he was dead serious. He would not let his wife drive the tractor. She had to always go on the harvester. So we laughed about that one. Yeah. But anyway, I'm digressing again. So, yeah, so this one was sent, you know, in the box from Mr. Ian Hully. So that was really pleased. So that's, you know, that made me really pleased to have had that one, because that's perfect. That just worked out right. So all I've got to do really is make a steering wheel for it. Okay then. Oh, well, I'll have to. I'm going to have to sort of file the flashing and all that off of this figure as well, and then paint it properly. Okay. So all we got to do here with this one really, the axle's been crimped, so I'll just file a little bit, I think, off of that, just enough to get the wheel over that crimp part. Same with the front, because I need to take the wheels off. I don't know if I should put this one in caustic, because I think it's very lightweight. I'm not sure what kind of metal they use, and I don't want to spoil it. I'll have a think about that one. Well, I might just put her in the paint stripper. Well, not a great deal of paint on it. We'll see. I'll get the wheels off anyway. Okay. Let's have a look at this. I'll get my screwdriver and we'll undo the screw. I don't know if it's the right screw. Okay, so that just lifts off. So I might have to tap this rivet gently, flatten it a bit more, because it's not very tight. It's got a bit of play in it, and this steering bit, you see there's a little sort of knobbly bit on it, which should rub quite hard on that plate, and I don't want to, if I don't have to, I don't really want to bend it. I want to keep that flat, but I want it to be tight onto there. So I've got to get these wheels off as well. Or do I? No, I don't really have to, do I? Because I guess this whole thing can go just in the ultrasonic cleaner as it is. Okay. So I'm going to see what I'll do with that. That won't need painting, I don't think, because that's probably just going to be polished up, because that wasn't painted, it's sort of plated. Well, there you are, the axle just lifts out of that one, so that's quite not easily done. I don't think there's any need. I might just mask up the axle, and I'm not too sure what to do there, whether I should take the wheels right off. I might take the wheels off. Yeah, I'll take the wheels off because it'll be easier to paint them. The tyres are very hard. Ooh, you bugger. There you go, they're coming off. These wheels are actually metal, which is good, same as the ones that go on the Dinky David Brown. They use the same wheels. Those tyres will probably be alright. I'll put them in the boiling water before putting them back on. Okay, so that makes it a bit easier now. It makes it a bit easier. I'll just file that thin bit of the axle off. Yay! Got it. Okay. Oh, now the steering wheel. It's a bent nail in there. I don't know if you can see. Not going to be so easy to do. Okay, that's it. I've managed to get it. What I had to do is pull it out a bit with the pliers, and then I had to snap it off because I just couldn't straighten it. It was too strong for any, to straighten it with the screwdrivers down in there without damaging the casting. So I'll just put a new pin when I put the steering back. So that's it, all dismantled. There's a little piece of the exhaust still in there which I'll have to drill out. But yeah, other than that, that's it. Dismantling done. So caustic soda, that's next. Okay, so with this one I've just filed enough to get the wheel off, but it's still very tight. So that's fine like that. Okay. I'll do the same with this one, making sure I've got the smooth edge of the file. I can't see which is the smooth edge. This one, so I'll make sure I've got that pointing down to the wheel. There. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, that'll come out as well quite easily. There. Okay. Right, okay, that's that one in the paint stripper. I've got this tub. I had a chicken in from marking spencers. It's quite good actually, because it's quite big, so you can put the lid back on, clip the lid back on, keep the fumes in. So we'll see how that one goes. Well, I'm boiling the kettle now, so I'm going to put the other one in there for the caustic. Okay, boiling water in. Now some caustic. Put the old gloves on. Okay, here goes caustic soda. Oh, well, that seems to be working a treat. The blue paint's coming off. I don't know about the red one underneath. That white one's coming off. Should have used the clamps, I forgot. Yes, coming off, look. It's coming off. Okay, so I'm going to leave that a little bit longer and then we'll come back to it as always on the bench when I've cleaned it all up ready for painting, putting the primer on. Okay, catch you in a bit. Right, okay, that's both the castings cleaned up. I had a job with this one. The caustic soda didn't get all the paint off, so I had to put it in the paint stripper as well overnight to get the rest off. Now I've had to file a lot of the casting lines out along the front there. The other thing I've done, I thought, you know, this tractor would look really nice with dual headlights, so I don't know if you can see, I've drilled out the two headlights, so they're going to, I've got the duals that size. I drilled out with a 1.5mm drill first, and then I drilled with a 2.5mm drill. Was it 2.5 or was it 2? I can't remember now. Yeah, 2.5, which is the right size for those dual headlights I've got. Okay, so that's that one. This one's cleaned up quite well. The only thing is the casting is very, very, should I say, crude if you like. I don't know, you can see the holes in there, so I'm going to have to put some filler. So I'm going to use some of this model filler. I'll just put some on with my finger and then I'll leave it overnight to dry. Okay, so that's where we're at so far. Now, I've been thinking about this one long and hard. I was going to do it red, but I've changed my mind. I'm actually going to do it, the colours of the real one, well, as close as I can to the colours of the real tractor, which might mean painting the base. That's in my ultrasonic cleaner at the moment. So I might need to paint the base, because normally they're not painted, they're just sort of like plated. So I want to get the oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry about that. Got a stinking cold. Yeah, so I want to get the colours more or less right. Okay. So I'm going to get on with that, put the filler in, and then I'm going to go and prime them. It'll be tomorrow now. Saturday today, Sunday tomorrow. But I've got to go to work. I went to work today. I've got to go to work tomorrow in the morning. All this very hot weather. So, yeah. When I come back, I might put the primer on if I'm ready. Okay. I'll catch you when the primer's on. Okay, that's the primer all applied. Gone on okay. So, this casting, when you look close, there's a lot of sort of holes in it. Very, very thin in places. The actual bonnet where I filled it hasn't come out too bad. You can't see very well. But yeah, those holes are sort of filled, so it looks okay. The lady driver, you can see that sort of holes right through her. So like I said before, the castings are very primitive on this old one, but there again, they're quite old models, so you know, it's to be expected. Yeah, oh, and I've done this steering wheel to put on there on the Fergie. It's an old Dinky one, off an old Dinky combine or something. It was broken, I've glued it together. Okay, and there's the wheels, and then the Leyland wheels, front wheels of the Fergie, and the steering wheel of the Leyland. I'm going to paint this one black. I know on the model it's silver, but I'm painting it black like the real tractor was. Okay, so I'm going to go out and put the colour coats on this. Well, the first one on this Leyland, the blue of the bonnet, and the mud guards, which is the lighter blue. So I'll spray that on first, and then when that's dry, I'll mask that off, and then paint the darker blue of the engine and the bottom part along there, and like the weights on the front. Okay, so I'm going to go out and do that, and then this one I'm going to spray some grey paint. I haven't got the dark enough colour, but I'll spray it what I have got. Okay, so I'm going to go out and do that. Okay then, I've got this all masked up. It's taken me about an hour and a half to do it. Right, pain in the arse, there's so many fiddly bits. So I hope it's going to be alright, but I've got a bit of a feeling it's going to be a disaster. But anyway, we'll have a go. So I'm going to go and paint this Ford bright blue for the engine part and the back, the main body of the tractor. Okay, well that was a total disaster. Couldn't have gone any worse if I'd have tried. The paint, it just pulled the paint off inside that mudguard, and even though I'd stuck the tape 3 or 4 times to my fingers before starting, I even still had a job. I had a job to get the actual tape off the mudguards, and it's left residue on the bonnet. So that's going back in the paint strip obviously. The colour was too bright, the dark blue was too bright anyway. So I think it's just going to end up going all one colour. It's all going to go this light blue because I haven't got time to start masking it off again. I'll either do it all as blue or I'll do it the red, the metallic red that it was. Some of them it just goes like this, you know. Some of them are total disasters, and that's one of them. So it happens to the best of us. Okay, so I'm going to put that back in the paint strip and clean it all up and put the primer on and do all that again, and then we'll have a look what we're going to do for the colour, blue or the red. Okay, catch you in a bit. Right, okay, here we go, repainted. I'm doing it in the metallic red this time, I've decided. So it's what this model originally was by Dinky. It's not quite the same shade, but it's not far off. So I did the gold. I did a gold base coat, and then I did the metallic red on top. So it's come out quite nice. Also, I've printed out a few. I always print way too many, but Leyland water slide decals. Now normally it's a sticker that goes on there, and I scanned the sticker. I had a set of stickers and I scanned them, and that's sort of what they were. So out of those I've doctored them a bit and I've made these. So I think they'll be better as water slide decals. I hope they will. It's on white background paper because obviously the Leyland is in white. So I hope it is going to you know, cover enough. I hope that the red's not going to show through even though it is white on the decal paper. So we're going to give that a go, put them on. I've cut some out ready. I've cut a few because I always end up making a balls up with these water slide decals. So that's as far as I've got so far. The only variation now really from the Dinky model colours that I'm doing is that I have painted the steering wheel black instead of leaving it silver, because it looks, well, I think it looks better black. The originals are black on the real tractors. I know the real tractors weren't red, but anyway. What else have I? Oh yeah, and the wheels, I'm leaving them silver. I wasn't happy with the silver I used, and I went in and I bought some more silver. It's a lot smoother, it's not so metallic-y. So on the Dinky model the wheels are white, so on this one now I'm doing them silver, because on the real model or on the real tractor they're silver. Okay, so that's that. Now whilst I was getting the silver paint for this one, I got a better shade of grey. For the Fergie. So there you are, it's darker, so that's more the right shade of grey for the Fergie. So I repainted that over the other grey paint I use. So it's got some good coats of paint on now. I haven't lacquered it yet, so I've done that, and the wheels same colour. I haven't painted the lady driver yet. I've got to do that. Okay, so I'm going to put the water slide decals on the Leyland tractor now, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, let's get the first one in. I'll do them one at a time. See, I better move these other ones out of the way so I don't get them wet. spud ready. Yeah. Already sliding off. It's a bit too high. Okay, I've got those on. I had a bit of difficulty because I didn't get the first one quite straight and I couldn't get it off. It really stuck hard. Anyway, I got it off eventually, so I've got those on, and now what I'm going to do, I'm going to paint the front grille, and then once that's dried I'm going to lacquer the whole tractor, because I haven't lacquered it yet. I was waiting to put the decals on first. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Right, okay, we're pretty much ready for assembly. Not that there's a lot to assemble. I've done the lights, put the man on, I put the steering wheel on. That's about that. I've got to still put the exhaust. I've got the exhaust there. The wheels, I've pinned those over ready. The axles on there. Same with this one. Put those on. I've done the tyres with the tyre cleaner, tyre and bumper cleaner. It's a reproduction hook. So yeah, that's ready to go back together. So like I say, there's not a lot to put together. Basically only the base on, pretty much, and then exhaust. This one, all I've done in detailing there is a little chrome cap on the oil filler. Now I've been looking at the detailing on these, or on this engine, on this Fergie, and it looks to me to be the Continental engine. The 1940s, I've got a 1946 one, and it's got the Marvel carburetor. You can see the shape of it on there, and just the layout of things. The coil is sideways on, and yeah, that's where the oil filler is on that Continental. So that, I'm sure that's supposed to be a Continental now. Is it the Z120 engine? So this is all ready to put together. Again, there's not a lot to put together. It's just basically to put the wheels on and pin over the axles. And I've got a steering wheel which I've made up. It was broken when I put it in the caustic soda. It had obviously been glued before, and the round part fell off the spokes, and the round part fell off the centre hub. So what I've done a bit of molotow in the middle, so that's what the Fergie steering wheels were like, more or less. They had the chrome bit in the middle, and they were black. So yeah, we're going to put those together now. So we'll start with the Leyland. So I'll move the other stuff out of the way and I'll put the camera on the stand. Right, okay, here we go folks. So we'll put the wheels on. Now, you must make sure that the tread is pointing forward. So it needs to go that way. So put that over like that. Upside down, that's the right way. Okay, so now this front piece here slots into that slot there. if you can see. So that goes in like that. Okay, now I'm going to put the hook, slide the hook inside there, and then try and get the screw in. Now I don't think this is the original screw, but it's going to do. It's going to do. Right, so now we need to make sure to get that tight. I want to try and keep the hook as far out as possible. That's that. Okay. The old steering is nice and tight now. Working how it's supposed to work. Okay, so the exhaust basically just pushes into the hole here. If I can get it in, I don't want to slip and then gouge the paint with my nail. That's it. That's it, job done. Okay, so that's that one. Looks very nice. With silver wheels. Okay, so we'll put him to one side now. And we'll have a go at the Fergie. Now, I'm going to have to move the camera because I'm going to need to pin the axles over, and I'll have to do that on the floor. So we just put this one in first. Put the other wheel on. Actually, I might put those the other way, because that wheel's a little bit tighter. So if I put this one on first, through that way, then I won't have to pin it quite so much. Hang on. There. Okay, so I'm going to move the camera and then we'll pin the axle over on the floor. Right, I put a bit of kitchen roll on there because I don't want to scratch the wheels if I can avoid it. I did have a lot of trouble with these wheels. The masking tape pulled the paint off when I tried to do the black tyres, so I ended up doing them mostly by hand. And yeah, they were right pain in the arse. Okay, here we go. A little bit more. They were pinched, these axles. Well, this one was. It was pinched rather than pinned over. But I'm going to pin this one over. That's not too bad. There. Right, so I'll just get the others. Now, this is a replacement axle. I think it's what it is a rivet. The piece out the centre of a pop rivet. these wheels, I think. It doesn't matter which way round they go. Ooh. A bit tight. Hang on, I just have to have a look at this. Okay, here we go. Don't hit it too hard, because otherwise you can bend the axles. You just want to sort of do, you know, that kind of action as you're hitting it. I've just hit the wheel twice, lucky it hasn't chipped it. That's fine anyway, that's done alright. That's pinged on nicely. Okay, so we go back up onto the bench. Right, okay, we're back. Now I'm just putting a bit of glue, put some in this lid here, just around the steering wheel. There, that should do. And then I'm just going to drop it in the hole. Like so. Move that out of the way. And then we're going to put our man on now, or lady on. So she's had a nice new coat of paint, and I put her some blonde hair. So she's a bit of a blonde bit now. I thought we might as well have a fancy. Thought we might as well make her look good, eh? So that's her. So we're going to put her on the old Fergie. There you go. And then that's it. And then we'll leave the steering wheel dry. Make sure it's straight. So we'll leave that dry, and then we'll come back to it in a minute. Right, okay, a little while back I bought a job lot of models, and this trailer, it's a Dinky trailer. Now this was in it. Now it's got a broken tow bar, that's the bit there that goes onto there, and the towing eye is broken off the end, so that's going to need to have a new one made like. So I thought to myself, well, you know, I could paint this trailer up, do this trailer up in the same colours as the Leyland tractor. You know, the metallic red. I'll do a silver base, or silver chassis rather, and silver wheels, which I think would look quite nice. And also, I didn't mention the ram is missing, but I've been rummaging around in my spares and I found this ram. I've had to cut the end off there because it's the wrong type of ram, and then slice each side to make it narrower so that, you know, it fits in that bit. Then you've just got your normal split pin that acts as the ram. Now I've had to drill the hole through the centre of the black bit a little bit bigger to fit this, because that's all I had. So that's what I'm going to try and do. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to dismantle it, get these pins out. They're very, very close, so very difficult to file. But anyway, I'm going to get these pins out. I've got to find another one, or make another one to fit through this hole to hold the bottom of the ram. Oh, excuse me for sniffing, I've still got this flipping cold. And anyway, yeah, and I'm going to get the wheels off. So I'm going to put this in the caustic soda and get it all ready for painting and well, not priming, because I won't prime it because I'll do it in the metallic. So I'll use the gold underneath again, the red, like I did the tractor. So yeah, I'm going to get it all cleaned up, you know, be all wire brush ready to put the first coat of paint on, and then I'll come back to you before I do that. Okay, so that's the plan anyway. Right, okay, it's been in the caustic. I've cleaned it all up. Come up not too bad. Now, what I've done, I've drilled some holes in there, in that tow bar, and I've put 2 pieces of nail, or panel pin, well, a bit bigger than panel pin, into the hole, and I've cut them off. And I've got 2 holes in there as well. So I haven't glued these in yet. I'm going to glue them in with super glue. I'll take them out again and glue them in, and then I'll push this on and I'll glue this bit on as well. And then I will probably, because that because that tow bar's been snapped off, it doesn't quite butt up against the broken, you know, the 2 bits don't go up against one another without a gap in between because the metal's stretched. So I will probably use some of this Humbrol model filler to fill those gaps. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it off camera because it's easier, and I want to get this done in time for the video to go out. And yeah, we'll come back to it when it's done and ready for paint. Okay, so I've done that, and I went down the road of using the super glue and baking powder. I thought, what's the glue, you know, and I stuck that tow bar on, and then I put the glue in the gaps and filled it, you know, up with the baking powder. So now, that was yesterday, now I've just got to file that all nice and smooth and shape it. That eye was a bit of MIG welding wire, which I twisted around a nail punch in the narrower part of it to get the size and the round, and then I drilled obviously in there, you saw that before, so I just pushed the wire in and glued it. So hopefully that's going to be strong enough. I'm sure it will be. So I'm going to file that now, shape it, and then I'll wash all these pieces down, methylated spirit, and then we'll paint it. Right, I've got the trailer ready for assembly. Put some tyres on. These tyres I got from Mr. Ian Hulley, and so I've already made use of some of them, so thanks very much for that, Ian. I've painted the hubs red. The tow bar looks alright, come up alright, so I'm quite pleased with that. So now we've got to just put it together. So this split pin I did for the ram, I don't know if you can see, I've put a little plastic insert in the middle so there's no flop in it, so the pin's nice and tight in there. So I'm trying to think what's the best thing to do first. I think what I'll do, I'm going to put it on the trailer body first. So that's got to go. I'm just trying, because I've got to do this back to front. So So I want it this way, and then I'm going to put the pin through from this side. Bump. There you go. So that's going to go this way. It's a bit fiddly. Try and get him right through. Use my pliers. Oh, come on. I had him lined up in the hole and it come out again. Come on. That's him, he's in. So I'm going to put a little, oh look, it's come out. I'm going to have to pull him out again. Because this ram part should have been in the middle. Blast. This is where you start scratching them if you're not careful. Come on. Tell you what, it's a flippin', it's quite a simple thing that I need to do, and it's a pain in the arse to actually do it. There we go. There. Okay, so yeah, like I say, I'm just going to put a little blob of glue on there to stop that coming out. I've chipped it a little bit, in tiny little chips, so I'll have to just touch that up after. So yeah, I'll put a little tiny blob of glue on there just to hold it. Hang on, I'm going to put it on something. Just put a bit with a cocktail stick, be safer. Okay, here we go. Just a little bit on the inside there, just to stop the pin coming out. It should be okay. There. Right. So that's that bit. I need to touch up there as well where the clamp was. I had my clamp on that. I'll do that before I go any further. Okay, I've done that. I hadn't actually chipped it in there at all. It was just the paint that had come out the inside of the hole as I pushed the pin through, and it was stuck on there. Okay, so next I think what I'll do is maybe put the pin through for the ram through the chassis. I don't know if I'm really doing this the right way, but oh, it's a fiddle whichever way you do it, and I keep knocking my head on the camera. Okay, that's through. So I am going to glue that as well like I did the other one, but I think I'll put this pin through the back of the trailer first. I'll put all the pins through from the same side, I think. Now this is the fiddle, it's getting the pin to go through. Nearly. That's through. Okay, we got her through. Right. So what I'll do, I'll just put a bit of glue down there with a cocktail stick again. Put a bit of glue in there on the inside there, just to hold that pin. And the same for this one. Actually, I'll put the glue on this piece here, I think. Don't know if I'm getting any on my cocktail stick now. I am, but I don't know if it's enough. Come on. Come on. That's it, there's enough there now. There's definitely enough there. Right. Move that out of the way. Right, so that's the trailer. Looks quite nice. Right. It looks quite nice. I'm quite pleased with that, considering what it was when we started. It was just a pile of bits. Right. Right, that's it then. So that's, I guess, 3 models saved from the DIECAST model Scrapyard in the Sky. And yeah, I'm really pleased with the way they've all turned out. So with the Leyland, we had a disaster at the start, then we decided to do it, or eventually decided to do it this red colour, which it was originally anyway, this particular model. So we put some jewelled headlights in, painted the steering black. I put a jewelled plough lamp on the back, or plough light, you can see there, and changed the colour scheme a little bit by putting the wheels silver instead of white. And we've got the reproduction exhaust and the figure, and then decided to put this old trailer that I had in a job lot. I'd bought that in a job lot ages ago, and all the bits were in a bag. So we fixed the tow bar on that, and I think it looks quite nice. I'm pleased with the way it's turned out. So we've done it to match a tractor, and then we got the Fergie, and as I said before, I think it's the old Continental. So a very big thank you once again to Mr. Ralph Cooling for sending me this Fergie, and thank you to Ian ages ago, Ian Hulley, for sending me a load of these figures, and this one was in it, which is the right one for the tractor, so that turned out perfectly. And also a very big thank you again to Mr. Peter Horton for sending me this Dinky Leyland tractor. I'd been after one for quite some time, and they always go very, very expensive on eBay. So, you know, I'm very grateful to you, Peter, for sending me that one. So yeah, thank you very much, and thanks everybody for watching my videos, all my old faithful subscribers and any new subscribers. Many thanks for joining me for these videos, because without you there wouldn't be much point in doing them. And thanks for sticking with me, and thanks for your comments, and thanks for supporting me. It's all very much appreciated. So yeah, thank you everybody. Okay, so what I'm going to do, as usual, I'll do some outdoor shots out the front of our house, and then we'll put it on the turntable, put the models on the turntable, and we'll watch them to just compare before and after. So I'm going to go and do that now, and then, well, you're going to see that in a few seconds. So until next time, and I hope you join me next time for another diecast restoration video. So until next time, everybody stay safe, look after yourselves, and thanks again for watching. All the best. Cheery for now. Have a toe. See you next time.